Okay, good afternoon, team. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, JD. Okay, so there's a fair amount on the go here today, and I'm going to try and compress it as fast as humanly possible. New window. Friday, November 17th. Wow, winter time. 12:03 p.m. And I'm going to take us to the oil, pardon me, trading room. Oil. Wow, amazing, amazing. Tweets from a couple months ago that told everybody this, but I'm gonna, of course, because you know, right? Because if I'm not, there's no reason for me to be here. Unlike some other folks that think they can tell people what's going to happen, even though they're not right. That's a little pet peeve of mine. Sorry. Anyway, it's to the oil members. Fantastic. Cal, Deborah, Oil K, those three banked for sure. I missed it. They took the long off the quad wall. The people that missed it aren't in here. They were in there earlier in the room talking about it. But that quad wall test on the algorithm, I'll move it. And this is a lesson for me. I was in it yesterday and banked on that quad wall test, but I didn't sit in it. And I watched it all night while I was working, and I should have. There it is there. So I tested down here perfect against the quad wall all the way up. Got to the end of its time cycle at the right here. Pinched, boom. Textbook epic day, oil, algo, play. Now it's up into some resistance, but it's still got room. And yeah, I did say some very specific numbers about what was going to happen a few months ago. And I'll dig those up. Make sure that my record is clear. And that's not a trader just needing to be right. Okay, when I did trade and I didn't have a service, I didn't talk like that for a reason. AAOI. Let's just shut this part down. It's alarming. So JJC, we're going to look at when Sean gets back at 12:30. HMNY. So we're in this from yesterday pre-market around, I think it was 12:49-ish, trading through its points of resistance, and its fib's perfect. I'm holding through the weekend unless it gets going here this afternoon. I did post on my Twitter feed. Last few days I've been really public about some of these plays just to give people an idea of what we do. HMNY right here on the weekly 1436 sees 1549. Now there's a different, and then 17s if it squeezes. There's a different forecast from yesterday, a little bit different than this. Same idea, but this is from the weekly. So anyway, we're in that from yesterday pre-market. So HMNY I stuck with. I should have stuck with the oil play. I took my profits on oil early. I tend to do that with oil because I win about 97% of the time, something like that, on oil, not on anything else. SPPI, mind you, on Bitcoin, I'm getting close to that. SPPI, so this is the weekly. This is what the weekly looks like. It's off 6%. I'm holding. I'm about $1 underwater. I bought on the high end. It wasn't bad buy. If I get an opportunity down at the support here, close to the 1850, I'll take another chomp on it, probably triple down on it. AAOI, we're looking for potentially to get into this gap. By the way, there is a gap on SPPI. I did post it. It goes way back, but it's there. So here's the weekly chart. If you look way back, that's on my feed. AAOI, we're looking for a possible play into a gap here after the washout. This has been a nice return. I should have, could have, would have tripled down here. I was going to, never executed on the plan. Once again, kind of a busy dude, but anyway, if it gets up over this resistance, I'll probably hit, or if it gets into a retracement into the, what is that equal, 4080 area, which I doubt, but if it does, I'll hit it. I'll triple down on it. So we're looking at a sell trigger right around 56.55. By the way, all of our models are going to have this upgrade as of this weekend, every one of them, and all of our swings with buy triggers and sell triggers and gaps and other different setups, just to make it really easy for our members, especially the swing members. A lot of them work. Well, actually, with our models, a lot of those people work too. So anyway, in addition to our models, we're going to have those. AMBA holding the 200 MA. I'm in it to win it from yesterday. Earnings in about 12 days, 11 days. XBTUSD, so Bitcoin moving through the model perfectly, or not on the buy sell triggers. New models coming out on XBTUSD this weekend, getting up near previous highs. Definitely something to watch. OSTK, I'm watching this one very close. It's threatening the shorts in a serious way. The next positive crypto messaging that comes out on a sort of geopolitical level, I will hit OSTK very hard, or on a pullback. So I'm looking for either a proper pullback or some really strong news in that realm. CLDX alarm this morning up over the 200. I'm going to give it a day, see if it holds close, and then in pre-market on Monday, I'll probably hit this. It's gotten the attention of the volume folks, and so it's been a good day. It'll probably run this afternoon, but there's lots of room here. It's just getting started, and I'm not going to be early on it. I'll be moderately early, but not real early, which for me is aggressive to move on this on Monday. So, like I said before, I'm getting much more aggressive between now and Christmas. Today's Friday, so I'm not that aggressive, but next week you'll just see an increase in my trades for sure. IPDN, this is one that got rocking here. It just got under the 200 day. I was going to check for Boros for the 200 MA IPDN, and possibly short this bugger if it gets back up there. There's no Boros. So I won't trade it other than that. Yeah, I just won't trade it. And I have to apologize to a lot of the folks that I'm not really into this micro float mayhem. But you know, I've been around a long time, and each round of the micro floats, when they start doing that, you got to be focused on micro floats and just micro floats only. There is one left that will probably run this afternoon. It's MDGS. I'm leaving right after this webinar, but on the daily, it doesn't have a lot of room to the 200. Keep that in mind, about $3. So, you know, relatively speaking, on these micro floats. So this is MDGS. MACD has crossed up, of course, because they're running the micros. And so it's got room on the indicators. It just doesn't have room on the 200 MA. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, you know, when I come back Monday, I'll check my thesis here. I wouldn't be surprised if it runs into the 340, 370 area and then falls right back down. You know, overextends over the 200. I'm just going to check Boros on this in advance of it possibly running. MDGS. MDGS. So I can get Boros on MDGS. At this point. but not IPDN. So it's unfortunate, but I don't think I'll be around for the MDGS run. Just not gonna hang around for it. Guess I could wait until Monday morning or not run. Good Lord, $24, Chris. Yeah, I wish, you know, I really should do a series, like a good clean, you know, packaged McDonald's style drive-through type little webinar on these for new traders. They have an idea of what to expect, but I just, you know, life, there's only so much life in a life and time. Unfortunately, I wish there was more, but there isn't. And if you're a youngster, take it from a 49-year-old man, that it moves fast and you do not want to waste it. Okay. I was talking to a really old friend, like really old friend, about a week ago. And she's like, you always talk like you're going to die. You've talked like that since you were 15 years old. I'm like, we're all going to die. Okay, I think that gives us a little review. Oil, blah, 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 XBT. I better just check my feed really quick. I dump on here just to make sure that I cover kind of the things that we should be. I still got that on my Twitter feed. That's hilarious. So that's the oil move. Walmart testing Tesla's semis. Don't underestimate this guy. He's there from pure singularity, I'll guarantee you. There's about 50 of them, and I was going to publish that list, and I still haven't. Me telling the world that Discord is a good place for them. I told everybody Bulls on Parade was about to happen, and I just said it in my own way, my own special way. XBTUSD has the horns, and they haven't blown their top yet, but yeah, thanks, Chris. I appreciate that, man. What a great comment. You know, when I set out to do this, I looked at Sartaj and I said, you know what, if I help one, I'm good, you know, because that's my deal, right? Give it 1 year. Next year's coming very quickly, and I'm really excited about the coding. I'm really excited about the place that our members are going to go to next year. It's going to be effing fantastic, let me tell you, when our trader dashboards, digital dashboards start rolling out. Intelligent assistants. Now, I would call it 6 months into 2018 before they're first being tested, but it's a big process. Like we're probably 2020 before we have them done for the different models. Okay, HMNY, I went through that. SPPI, I think you know what I'm doing there. HMNY, gave everybody the levels. CBIO happened, and the S&P. Man, I got to tell you, we've learned a lot. So we're redoing the models for the S&P VIX and for the dollar. And then the other four, of course, are getting the upgrades. But my point is that the S&P, since we first started modeling it about a year ago, what we're noticing with the new work lately is that it's trading more predictable inside of the models. So I don't know why, I can't explain it, but it is. So those updates are going to be very good. And then we're going to add ESF to it, and we're going to add GDX to the miners. And then, of course, our silver we're going to upgrade before the 1st of January, and then we'll be ready for coding in January. Me just warning the Bitcoiners that pullbacks can happen and do. I think that's it. So I've been kind of beating the same drum here over the last few days, just trying to share a little bit of what we do and how we do it. These are some of these plays are a little obscure, so difficult to kind of bite size it and put it through a drive-through for all the noise out there, but I'm doing my best. Okay, so let's look at some charts. So HMNY, I just want to run through these really quick so I know where they are before I get distracted. The treehouse, by the way, they're moving me into the treehouse, and I'm going to have a setup like you wouldn't believe in there for trading. It's going to be unreal. I don't know how I'm going to keep the locals convinced that I'm a poor English teacher, but I'm going to do everything I possibly can. But it does have much security. And I have Monkey, of course. And he's serious, so he wants to be. MDGS, okay, so we should alarm this. So even when I'm out this afternoon, if you guys do have your screen on, you know, the alerts you guys can pick up on anyway, as they alert. Yeah, so over the day's high, it'll alarm there. If you guys want to see that. IPDN, I can't get Boros, so I'm just gonna, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave everything else on here, I believe. Yes, and I'm going to look at today's hot charts here, and then Sean will be back in 12 minutes. And we'll go through his photo this setup with Monkey trading it, please, at some point, no problem. Yeah, Monkey, I think is really going to love the treehouse, because the coolest part is he's going to be able to, I mean, this is kind of fun. He's going to be able to, like, the whole beach area. There's a big resort next door, and then there's a condo on the other side, and then there's a little cabins that I'm in, and then the water and the beach and the restaurant and stuff. Anyway, he's going to be able to see it all from the treehouse. Like, he's going to be able to watch over everything. It's super cool for him. You know, he'll be able to sit on his balcony and watch the whole deal. So I'm pretty pumped for the guy. DCIX, let's take a look. So we know it's just junk. It's the same crap. We don't have to go through that stuff. Yeah, you know, the treehouse actually, as far as like an architectural wonder, is not a wonder at all. But it is pretty cool that, and all it is it's really a second floor cabin. There's this massive, I think it's oak tree, like the biggest oak tree I've ever seen. And because the oak, it kind of sits in with the oak tree. It's not in the oak tree, but that's why the locals call it the treehouse. So it's really not that big of a deal. But it is probably the best location on this beach. Well, it is the best. Well, yeah, I think it's the best location, especially for Monkey. Okay, this one is, what is this? This trade's like, hold on, let me just get the indicators on it. This trade's like, whatchamacallit, like oil. Pardon me, sorry. Okay, got my indicators now. Shut these off. I have too many lines. I know. SCVL, let's get a feel for what this is real quick. Footwear Retailer Services. Oh, I don't know anything about this. How did it ever gap over? Oh, it's earnings, eh? A. Canadian A. Well, what I would probably do here is not chase it for sure. So this is the rule at earnings, right? Let it come back down, hit an MA, and then go. I was just curious how that, like the way that chart trades. FL, Foot Locker. So yeah, there's a story here, I'm sure, beyond just the earnings. You could watch it through the MAs. Again, you know, don't chase these. I had people actually ask me about, well, you FOMO'd on SPPI. I did, actually, but I also knew what my range was, right? And I've got something called symmetry here. And I'm not trying to be too facetious there, but that symmetry is so bullish. If you snapped this chart, told me this was a weekly chart for any stock, I'd tell you you were an idiot for not being in it. I just didn't time it right, my entry. Your exit's more important to time. Your entry is important to time, but your exit's more important to time. If you don't get your entry right, get your exit right. And, you know, so a lot of traders know that I'll get them right. Anyway, the point is that you can't beat this setup. I mean, sure, it can fail. Of course it's going to fail. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 into its weekly, whatchamacallit, legs, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. The fourth one should come. If it doesn't come, see that 100 going through the 200? This is probably the last leg. I mean, it's being treated as really the fifth leg. But anyway, my point is the 100's going through the 200. That's typically your weakest boom. But, you know, I'm looking for something like this one here, same size. You know, so that puts me up, I don't know, 25-ish. Pardon me. And look what it did after earnings last time. I don't know. Could I lose? Of course I can lose. Where was I? Oh yeah. MDGS. No. ANF. Why do I have ANF up here? Why did I think that was? Anyway, doesn't matter. There's Foot Locker. Yeah, ANF. I'd be careful with ANF too. Same thing, same rule. It's up over its 200. That's fantastic. Earnings, all that kind of fun story. But you know, you gotta wait for it to come back to the 200. I mean, back to an MA. Watch, you know, see spot run. Let it hit the MA and see if it runs. Tour, T-O-U-R, up over its 200. Don't know anything about it. Never traded it before. Respected the 200 on the way down. Did it respect the 200 on the way up? I don't know. See, my job is to look at the charts first, figure out what the chart tells me, and then if I really want to get into something, like you ask me about anything that I really dig down into, like AAOI or, you know, AMBA, any of the ones that I'm holding right now, I know their story. I mean, I go and I do my, you know, when I dig in more than a day trade, of course I do my research, but I'm not the professional, and so I don't share it. But the point is, I want to see what the chart has to say first. I want to see what it says under the hood, right? And that, I think that just comes from maybe being a business person, being into, I don't know. Anyway, I was a professional musician. That was my first career, long time ago. And I mean, same thing there, right? So it's just, it's the music, it's the notes, it's the algorithm. That's what music is, right? Anyway, I don't know the story. Must be something pushing this right up. Same story. Let it come back down. Don't chase it. Look for the MAs to touch it. ESDI. And there's rules. You can break rules if you know what you're doing when you break the rules. Don't know anything about it, and the chart's absolutely terrible. LBIX. We have had some really, really bad setups this week, by the way. Last week was much, much better, and it got me excited for this week. So the markets will never stop surprising you. This is actually a really bullish chart. Now its symmetry says it's going to lose it again. This could be a turn, actually. I hate to say that with a junk chart, but that could be a turn. If you guys are into like ones where you can double, triple, and really, you know, get at it, I wouldn't let this one out of your sight. If this is the type, see, for me, I have to, because I'm trading so many accounts and so much flow now, I can't trade something like this. I mean, I guess on a personal level, but for me to watch it, like it's tough for me. So I got to tell you, this looks like a bottom. So if you're into this kind of thing, I'd watch this really close. It's really hard for me not to. Well, you know what? Why don't I just stop mucking about here? Look at that MACD too. Yeah, this is a bottom. 90% sure. I'd put this on the high alert for Monday. This is pretty serious setup. It's divergent for sure to the bullish side. So I'll do this. Why don't I just alarm it just so that if it gets going, come on. I can hardly wait until all my computers are replaced. Those gaming computers rock. Why we didn't put one on this, I don't know. But soon. Okay, publish, right? Publish. Because we want to, what was that, LBIX? we want to, I'm going to, when I do my swings this weekend and I do my watch lists and all that kind of fun stuff, you guys are going to like what's coming actually. We got big plans between now and January. We're going, you know, going high profile McDonald's style. We'll keep our science, but you know, we're going to polish it up a little bit. Okay. LBIX. Because, you know, we go into coding land in January, end of January, and so between now and then, anything we're going to do, we got to do it, right? And we got to be able to leave it to our interns to be able to rock it. And I will just come around and give everybody a hard time once in a while. I'll still be here, but not like this. MDGS, we looked at. That's our main watch this afternoon. They're going to run this thing. Pardon me, sorry. LBIX, okay. Next. 12:28, Sean should be back soon. That should be good timing. Wow, look at that. ESDI. I alerted that in the room. I love those guys on Twitter. I alerted it. I alerted it. Really? Wow, that's pretty special. Bet you helped everybody with that move. Sorry. Chart sucks. Stay away from it. RELV. Wow. It's a low float. Shit. It is. Or yeah, it's got low volume. Damn. That's a nice chart. This is a setup I don't normally talk about, but this is a nice chart. Whenever you get that, where it comes up out of the bull, spikes, comes back down. I mean, that's its chart memory now, right? That's a decent chart. It took months. Not that that's really good, but the ROI would be fantastic on that. Look at that, $13. Nothing wrong with 250% for 6 months or whatever it is. Okay, RELV. It's just I can't destroy that one. SPLK. Why do I know this one? Yeah, Splunk. Right, earnings, right. I knew this was going to happen too. Somebody I know was talking about it. 1, 2, 3, and I think I was like, it's 5 or 6 legs in, but earnings got it. Look at that, it's up out of the bowl. One move, boom. Had the horns and everything. Out of the bowl, into the next. Wow. What a great chart. That is definitely chart born, this one. Yeah, good going. That holds, well, it can hold any of these if you find, really, because they're just cup and handle, but ideally you'd want to see that. I don't think it's going to have much of a hard time holding that. It's a good chart. SPLK. Now I know I missed that big move, but it very well could go into another trend. And we do have swing trading. Pardon me, we do have swing trading members that like the trending stocks. So I do like to get some in there, the better of them. Okay, so that's SPLK, that's another good chart. Well, we got them on both ends. Big caps, small caps, mid caps, NGVC and micro caps. NGVC. Where did that go? There we are. LBIX, ESDI, RELV, NGVC. Awful chart. What is this? Some kind of a, oh, grocer. Yeah, bad, 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 and more bad. Sure, it could be a bottom. It's nowhere near proving that. Yeah, EKSO. Wow, look at that. What a trooper. I've been watching this one for a long time. All the way down. Look at that. Oh, yes. I think this is it, kids. Yeah. High probability, this is it. This is the third or fourth good one today. If you're watching this video and you don't know what setup I'm looking at, it's the 200 and how to tell what a bottom looks like. I've never done a video on that particular bottom play, but you just look for divergences, right? And here again, a little early, but not too much. So I gotta make a special note here. Be sure to check saved charts for weekend updates. Very important, Kurt. That's a good one. 80, 90%. That candle was kind of a tell. Huh. Interesting. Lots of volume too. Juicy. Juicy. We got some good ones here. I'm surprised. I was fully expecting junk. SPLK and CBIX. You guys know the story on GLDB. GLDB into its MAs. It's got a muck of MAs. It looks like a silver stock. IT. Not a very good IT stock chart. It's got symmetry though. Wow, does it ever have symmetry? So in its symmetry, interesting. But flatted up top here. That's its problem. I wouldn't touch it. It's got symmetry. If it didn't have this flat here, the two highs, oh, that's too bad. Keg. How are we doing keg? I wouldn't touch this. It's like LXFT. Right up to the 200. Careful, careful. NTES. Wow, this is back on the board, eh? Hey? 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't chase it. Wait for it to come back to the MAs. HIBB. Same thing. Now, some of them you can break the rules on, but you got to do your homework on their fundamentals. CYTR. Look at that piece of junk. Wait a second. What chart was I looking at there? No. What the? Huda? Yeah. Junk. HIBB. CYTR. Gap filled in one gap. Oh, Lord. Didn't somebody bring this to me the other day and I said, don't touch it? I can't remember. But anyway, junk. It's junk. It's junk. Okay, what washed out here? Real quick, let's take a look at these. HMNY. Let's do that. Still got us 200 on the 5, but damn. They're selling it off on a Friday afternoon. Well, it's lunch, I guess. 200's at 1280, well above our buy, but still, guys, bulls, come on. JD, get in there and show them SPPI. Buying it up a little bit now after a bit of a washout today. AAOI is holding, AMBA is holding, XBTUSD is, expected that to break a little faster, but the weekend's coming. OSTK, bull, CLBX, EHA, 5%, MDGS, micro that should run this afternoon or Monday. And we're looking at ones that have fallen out of the sky, like AMRH that I wouldn't touch, OPHC wouldn't touch, CARV wouldn't touch. So all those ones from yesterday, CADC wouldn't touch. Look at that. LEDS. These are all yesterday's runners. This is exactly what happens. VBLT. That one's not so bad. It's got its 200. It's just not a great trading stock, period. CHRS. WSL. Terrible. Anyway, these are all just market toys. CNTY, that's a little different story. It's got its 200, bouncing off the 200. CHRS. Wow. Terrible. VHC. I've traded this a number of times. Right on its 200, but be careful. It's not. You can't. This one you can't. It's totally a fundamentals play. IKON. You could watch this one. Probably day trade it. BBX. Trending stock. Tested its 200 on earnings, obviously. That's interesting. Not my deal, but. And JT. CLWT, who was that yesterday? Jen, I think. Banged on that one. BITA. This isn't so bad. Not one that I'd get into, but it's not so bad. Varies off a little bit today because it's been active. Okay, so that's one for today. CCJ or any other charts you guys want to look at. It's 12:41. I am definitely going to swim with the sharks this afternoon because we have major. No, it wasn't C. Was it CCJ? What was I supposed to look at? Wow, I'm getting old. JJC. Right, JJC. Right. I'm supposed to look at copper, not potash. JJC. Potash, man, what a dump. Potash will probably take off soon because it's just dumped so hard. Chemical. See. The locals are very disturbed with me that I haven't learned any Spanish. I got hola, sí, and cerveza. Okay, we're going to start with the weekly on this one. Grande. Snorting is very embarrassing in public when you're like in an official meeting or something. I'm too old to care anymore, but I used to. Okay, weekly. So this is a sub-index, right? And yeah, so it's a derivative algorithm ETN sub-index. Oh golly, Miss Molly. Well, let's break it down. So your stock RSI on the weekly is shown here, even. Hey, welcome Belmore. Sorry, I gotta welcome people more often when they're new in here. S. Brazel. I believe that's my man, Sean. Travel Trade Girl. Oh yeah, hey, Nick. Nice to see you. So yeah, we got a few new ones in here. Yay, some new blood. Okay, Sean, I hope he's listening. If not, I guess he can listen to the video after the fact if he's not. Okay, JJC. So here's your breakdown. Weekly chart. Sorry, I gotta make that brighter for you guys in future. Something happened to the way it's set up and just life, eh? Gets so busy. I don't know if you guys are like that, but it's just not enough time. Like I look at myself and go, damn, I don't have time to whatever. You know, just stupid little things. No, I'm not gonna clean that countertop because there's not enough time. Background. Why is my background not working? Whatever. JJC. Breakdown. Let's break it down. Stock RSI on the weekly is down. MACD is close to the top. Looks like it's going to turn. Squeeze momentum down on the weekly. Those are all bad. Well, stock RSI getting close to the bottom is good. Now, so you've got a opposite scenario in the MAs. So price action shows different. This is not good, very indecisive, but price action shows completely the opposite. Price action shows it's respecting the MAs very nicely through the whole process under the 200 MA and so far above the 200 MA. Price action is perfect. That outweighs your indicators. It is at resistance though, but you know, so that's your weekly. Your daily. In no way, shape, or form am I allowed going forward to talk about any other services. It's a contractual thing with our members. It's hard to explain, but if one of our members, if I condone another service in here, and one of our members goes and uses it for whatever reason or how, and then they lose a bunch of money, I've actually exposed this enterprise through that process to litigation. I'm learning all these things about this business. It's been a fantastic learning experience. Actually, it has been. I shouldn't be like that because it has been. Okay, stock RSI, oversold, way oversold on the daily. Good call, Sean. Squeeze momentum, starting to turn up. MACD might turn up. Trended, back testing your MAs, you're early. You gotta wait for it to bounce. You know what's happening is there's a squeeze setting up here. So you got a right ear sidewinder setting up. If you can get price up in here, get these to cross back over, you're gonna get a boom. But you know what? You're probably, based on this chart, you're probably 20 days from that figuring itself out. So I think you're 20 days early, Sean. So I don't know if you're in it or not, but I think you're 20 days early. But, you know, at this point, I'd say it's 65-35 on your side. Pardon me. You know, give or take, those are your probabilities. Anybody else have any charts they want to look at? Or if Sean's around, do you have any questions? No problem. Wow, quiet crew. Okay, guess what I'm doing? I'm going surf and play with the fish and have a great day because I'm right back into it tomorrow morning. Heavy this weekend, heavy session for us. We've got 30 hours work to do this weekend, so I'm gonna enjoy my afternoon. Yeah, I'll leave the rooms open. You guys have a great weekend, and we'll chat with you soon. Yeah, no problem. You guys take care.